80-20 for the SMG draft here. Doesn't seem like the best Alchemist game. Seems like a bad Pangolier game. Not the best Underlord game, although this hero is always strong in this meta.
Underlord's
but
it's the biggest
SMG,
hero.
like they have some sort of snowball when you have Enchantress, you want to win your lane, you have DP, you want to take early objectives. And they feel to struggle in setting pace on the game. They usually dive, they do some crazy thing, like let's say they will force a fight while DP doesn't have EXO and give away the lead, some weird things that still happen. Maybe that's the game that they get the discipline.
Bottom lane, stream for a possible first blood. They have the blinding light to push him back. And there's gonna be the pushback into the freeze, into the stun, and into a possibly first blood. He's trying to heal up with the wisps. It's not gonna be enough, and DY gets first blood.
And it's already icing over.
So you have Enchantress. This hero is supposed to snowball.
Don't be angry.
Already gives away first blood. Also, I don't think you wanna have the healing because now all your harass power in the lane is gone. Which you took to survive. Feels a bit bad.
The plus is, of course, that you do have sustain to be able to constantly right-click harass. Mid one's getting damage, you just heal them up, and you can see right-clicking via DM. It's not the worst. Honestly, none of the spells of Ench are bad.
Top Slark's level 2. He might go for aggression, so keep an eye there. Yeah.
They have a glimpse in 3 seconds, so JT looking to get taken down. Glimpse back, taken down, kill to the Disruptor. Close to killing off the Coddle, but should just barely survive with the last tick coming through. Honestly, it's that the creeps are there.
Bottom.
Might get some experience, otherwise might need to go back. Bottom lane. Polison dies again on the Enchantress.
And CM wants to die. Yeah, he definitely wants to die. Use it all the resources. You wanna die and bring a salve to your Alchemist. Even though, yeah, salves are kind of nerfed, he'll drop his own. That's what I expect. Okay, he drops Tangles.
That's it.
There are salve available.
Salve?
I would bring a salve to myself. I think this Boots Tangle is a bit greedy, but that's Ghost. He knows what he's doing, I would assume.
Well, he did die 3 times during the laning stage in the last game.
Yeah, I'm just trying not to be toxic and not pretend that I know more than him. But honestly, it's a bad decision. Just get the F salve and be full and go back on aggression because your CM is also full. Don't feed away kills.
The Enchantress still had to walk the lane, so honestly, mid one couldn't solo kill him anyway. I understand the mentality, I guess.
Polison now level 2. Has enchant with the slow. Might be able to get a kill on DY. Close.
Missing the mark there with the calling, but he does have a dead shot. Needs to help. So right now, Polson trying to heal him up with the wisps. And it is going to still be the kill onto mid one. DY and Ghost looking a lot better in game number than game number 1, at least laning stage wise.
DY is still alive. There's the Lotus, but Polison is having it. Yeah, this Muerta hero not looking so great for SMG.
It's still early game days. The hero does pop off in the mid game, late game most of the time. Top side, push back onto the Disruptor, taking a lot of damage, but they don't have enough control. Chidori misses the pounce, and that will mean no continuation attempt onto Kaka, but at least get himself the Lotus.
Yeah, and JT, he doesn't have to jungle at level 1. That's a win for Underlord against Slark.
If that is like the
here they go.
You need to achieve,
I
that
jinx
would be
him.
terrible. Oh no, JT.
Oh,
but the
Slark's gonna die.
Kaka.
Will him?
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Blast from Kaka coming through. Blinding light, laning stage, pretty strong. Pretty strong. Especially against a hero like Slark, who likes to be on top of you. DUI, bottom lane takes some damage. Mid one, getting controlled up by Ghost. And Polison has to use those wisps every single time to heal up his ally. Doesn't really keep his allies alive most of the time. Bottom lane is so scary. Oh, the Alchemist he does have a bunch of hero kills, not the assists at least, but he doesn't have the most creep kills right now because he's being distracted with all this constant fighting.
Dire's structures.
Yeah, bottom
are
they go for a
fortified.
ghost. Barely survives. Needs more regen. But he's getting his face boost delivered. There's a
Top
solve.
side, JT gets bounced underneath the tower. Chidori gets the kill.
Oh, that's bad. You feel like buying back here.
Radiant's
Definitely
top
you
tower
won't
is under attack.
see the
All
waves
those
under your
creeps.
tower.
Daka.
Yeah.
Almost killed off Chidori there. Ghost gets stunned up. Actually, dodges the silence from the calling. Because the silence also gives a slow and then you could get feared back in. Just managing to stay alive.
And now he buys the solve. That's good.
The Hill Troll Priest as well picked up by Polison. So if the Aegis attendants aren't gonna heal his allies, he'll just get extra creeps to do the job.
Yeah, but he should be moving mid. It's gonna be the 6-minute rune. We should definitely see
Radiant's top
action by the
tower
mid
is
lane.
under
Disruptor is there. Paparazi probably just gonna play safe.
He's almost level 6. Exorcism being
Disruptor's
used.
there.
Glimpse gets thrown out. Moon, do they have the damage to kill him off? Yes, they do. He doesn't actually have any mana for a swashbuckle out of there. Haste rune topside as well to refill. Actually, Moon doesn't have a bottle. Never mind to refill. Nothing.
Radiant's middle tower
Yeah,
is under
catapult
attack.
dies. He goes to the Underlord.
Oh, could be a big kill. JT would like to die in this situation. Kaka's going to be the first target. Chidori going to focus his attention to JT because with that haste, Moon is right on JT's keister in a second. But JT with the brown boots is pretty fast for an Underlord.
Yeah. First Exo used. 2 kills. Haste rune.
Look at Moon's neck.
Pangolier
Oh my
is-
lord.
Yeah. Pangolier was without a TP. Disruptor TPing bottom.
Moon's going to
They wanna
steal
go for
the
ghost.
XP rune.
Dire's middle tower is
Mid
under
They go for
attack.
mid one.
Should still be fine. Actually, Kaka's the one in trouble. Gets blasted on the side. Ghost as well. Does have an unstable concoction. Glimpse is available. And they can use it if they want on Ghost. But in
Oh,
comes
here comes
Papa.
Paparazi.
And with the Rolling Thunder, he's going to try and go for mid one to bounce. It's going to connect. And that is a Muerta in a world of hurts. Ghost. Actually, Papa's going to get the second kill. Looking
Oh,
for
he
the
goes for
third.
Disruptor.
But the Glimpse will keep him at bay. Nonetheless, the other mid laner goes for rotation. Also gets a double kill.
Yeah, Paparazi is really good on Pangolier. He was being really nerded down
Dire's
when
bottom
he
tower
doesn't
is
get to
under
reach the
attack.
level 6. He dies without a TP, doesn't get the rune, but still he makes a very powerful rotation.
You're too kind.
And Ghost is already starting to farm up some creep camps. His team is in the meantime stacking Ancients, which is very huge for an Alchemist. The double camp there.
Yeah, I wonder if Underlord's getting some of those. Because Underlord has trouble farming against Slark. And
He's
you
the same
definitely,
neck with us, Chidori, so...
you definitely can
sacrifice
get
him.
some items on Underlord that you're gonna create the space so Alchemist
he's gonna
farms.
do it
Yeah,
right
that's
now.
what they're doing. Yeah, you see? Same page. This extreme guys. I like their style. Bottom, they go for the CM.
Get the kill. Mid one tries to push him back into the silence. He honestly doesn't hit any of these the callings. Just tries to use it like a Mars Arena. But it's going to be enough to get the Crystal Maiden kill. It's going back, so it's going to be more of a supportive Death Prophet build. While Ghost is trying to
Dire's
farm,
middle
stack
tower
and
is under
farm.
attack.
But
He
gets
pop back.
spotted out, and they have the Glimpse as well in case he tries
They
to
cannot
disengage.
use early or he will TP.
Well, they should be able to get the Glimpse going right now. However, they're not ready for that one. The Fear comes out. Uber TP as well. Ghost is healing thanks to the Chemical Rage. He's actually not going to die.
Is under attack.
A bit of a miscommunication there on the side of SMG because they weren't ready for the glimpse to come through. Moon might
Moon's
kill out
kiting it.
into here. Good dodge there from Moon, but he needs some extra healing and doesn't have
Gonna
any
heal from the
cycles.
Exo.
Exo is about to get him back. He gets the mech in time. Ghost is going to get stunned though. They want to go back in. Moon and mid one onto Ghost inside the Roche pit.
Oh, there's no Roche to deny you.
He's on the other side of the map, my friend. They'll find finally the out. Honestly, it's surprising that Ghost has just
Radiant's
had his
top
first
tower
death,
is under
considering
attack.
how many close brushes to death he's had this game.
Bit greedy, right? Because he could be alive. He gets alive and is like, I'm gonna turn this team fight into this DP that popped Exo. They could have kind of did the Exo, but I understand they got confident with him surviving. And Alchemist feels so strong with
Radiant's
his
bottom
ultimate.
tower
There's
is
not
under
enough
attack.
damage in the game to kill
something
him
extra.
under ultimate.
Hitting bottom. So he wants to stay at least in the area. Get some farm going.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Well, top side, Chidori is building up the Echo Saber. Let's see, Pango. Diffusal Blade's almost done. Pangolier with Diffusal is still one of the most insane items. It's so freaking good. Like it's cater-made for him.
Yeah. They luckily removed the broken items for Pangolier on the neutral ones, at least that.
Yeah, no, that one would be if you can choose between the 5 choices and you get the item you want every single time. Yeah, no. That's not fun.
Yep.
Moon's going for the pipe next. So yeah, they're gonna have a lot of sustain on the side. Honestly, they don't have that much damage on the side of Extreme this game.
Radiant's top tower
Underestimate
is
what
under attack.
Underlord can do.
Yeah, no, Underlord I would say, but I'm a little bit worried for the Alchemist.
Alchemist, yeah, he needs time.
Dire's
Get
middle
online.
tower is under attack.
He needs this long team fight, but I feel like the team can offer the long team fight, so he deals damage with the Radiance by just being alive. Underlord can be so tanky with the auras, and Pangolier is gonna burn everyone's mana. They want the long fight.
On the other hand,
level 5.
I would assume SMG also want the long fight with the Slark. Because eventually he's going to be able to munch up on all those stats. So Ghost is going to get charged at in the bottom lane again. There's again the glimpse. This time they should not make that mistake. He's going to get stunned up by his own unsafe precaution thanks to these islands. Surrounded, not even using the static storm there. But the rest of the team was heading towards bottom. Nonetheless, Ghost, second death this game.
Yeah, what's just bad for Stream Gaming is that both supports are still level 5. Look at 6 now. TM's still 5. So Paparazi, he can get kills, but he needs a partner to go with him. And having our supports level 5 at 12 minutes, just bad.
Yeah, the Paparazzi Pango should be able to get a good fight going, but they're not giving him an angle. Paulson is just farming up the jungle. He kind of does what he like. He's really good at farming as a Pulse 4. We've seen it on his Coddle, we've seen it on his Mirana. He always tends to find farm across the map.
JT's going 5. I think it's how much damage
Radiant
is
are
actually
scanning.
magical from SMG side. Muerta, yes, but the hero not really online. DP,
Bottom. Get out of there. He could try and go for the TP.
Underlord joins.
Moon's just gonna get blasted. Doesn't even attempt
He
to
gets the last
use
hit.
the Twin Gate. You know what's the best thing about Extreme? Even though the Alchemist has had
Dire's
quite
middle
a
tower
disastrous
is under
time,
attack.
they have made him so many stacks the entire time. They always find places stacked. The Ancients are pretty heavily stacked that he can clear up and catch up pretty quickly.
Yeah, I think that's the reason why the supports are under level, right? They were always going to the jungle to make that stack.
Come on, Sprite.
Paparazi.
Paulo son only level 1 Wisps.
Brooklyn off.
Trying to get himself out of there, but there's no
Radiant's
running away
middle tower
from the
is under
Papa.
attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Paparazi Pangolier is really scary. This guy and Queen on Pangolier, no matter the matchup, they always shine. Interesting thing is that tier 1 tower mid is still up with 14 minutes against a DP and Enchantress, heroes that can easily take this tower. I wonder if SMG doesn't value that much the tower on this new patch, or just like being distracted by this Alchemist farming everywhere. Alchemist just got the Radiance on the way.
It's not the fastest timing, but it's still plenty.
Disruptor was smoked. Placed a ward. I thought he would go for the XP rune. Still.
Stack failed, unfortunately for them, but they're helping out in making sure Ghost does not take too much damage from the AP stack. It's a pretty decently farmed Alchemist, but Chidori's not that far behind. This Slark's got his Echo Saber and Diffusal Blade done. Slark is ready to go for a
They
fight.
want to get a kill on this Underlord. Is that the right target though?
Backup is pretty far away. He's already out of mana, but he's got that big juicy shield pipe. There's a glimpse available. The rest of the team is finally rushing through. And Chidori, oh my lord, he's out of mana. Chidori Slark gonna get himself out of that push back into the root. The Disruptor needs to just try and disengage. Bolson already went for the TP. Will at least get himself towards the bottom lane, but that is that's a nice turnaround. This Underlord, stop jumping off laners this patch. It just doesn't work.
Is under attack.
I hope
Except
they
when it's
learned their
mid-one on Muerta.
lesson
Top tower is
by
under
now.
attack.
Yeah, if that's the tanky aura builder offlaner, don't go on him. I've seen the play, like they're going for them, like, I doubt this guy's gonna die here.
Maybe with Exo, you can kill him. But
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Moon's on the other side of the map. And he's building into Aura, so all the damage is pretty much going to come down from the Slark and the Muerta, which is not too surprising, because that's kind of how you want to play this. Mid one, he's done with the Dragonlance, Masked Madness, going for the Hurricane. But he still needs that one extra item. Hopefully it's not going to be the same as yesterday, where it always feels like he's going to need that one extra item.
That's the thing about SMG, they had a decent draft, but they don't really play around the draft. So the hero that can kill the Underlord is DP, but they are ganking Underlord without DP. And DP is just sitting there with Exo up, with 2 Aura items, and not using Exo anywhere, just farming. It's hard to blame the player, it's just the play style. You don't have a strategy. Just see heroes, you randomly run at heroes and you hope everything works, because you definitely like mechanically skilled. All the players there are great players, but you cannot rely on talent to just win things.
Currently net worth wise they're still pretty close, which is nice considering Alchemist, though. Ghost almost has his BKB. Against BKB you don't really, I mean, Exorcism still does a lot of it regardless. But the Underlord is building up into Heaven's Halberd, so they're buffing up and getting themselves some nice auras on the Radiant side as well.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Taro's even going Axe Rush after his mech.
Yeah, that's interesting. We talk about a possible Phoenix in the draft, because there's no attack speed. Having also your own egg, which is the Will-O-Wisp, can make sense.
Muerta is still pretty good. Oh, toward mid, Papa's gonna get caught by the inside some kinetic field, gonna get away and pop the roll. The damage isn't gonna be enough to take him down. Glimpse back, he's finally gonna get to finish out. Ghost pops his BKB, but Exorcism is still pretty nasty here from Moon. JT's gonna quickly try and TP himself out of there. Gets back to safety
Radiant's
with
bottom
that
tower
TP
is under
towards
attack.
his base, but they got a pretty big kill there. Didn't cost them a lot in terms of resources, but at least the Pangolier falls.
Yeah, they did the right move. They jumped the mid laner, the hero that has all the control and a lot of damage during the team fight.
Radiant's bottom
Taking
tower
Pangolier
is
out,
under
there's no
attack.
way Extreme Gaming can take the fight. And they brought the 5 heroes. That's the right thing to do. They just need to be a bit worried now because Pangolier has everything and you don't have Exo now. So Extreme Gaming, I would suppose they want to show one wave and just smoke and try to get a fight for their side now. They shove the bot wave. Do they have a smoke though? They don't have a smoke with their heroes. Oh, Kaka has one. I would assume he wants to pop the smoke. Does he? No, he doesn't.
Chidori actually has an interesting build on Slark, because he did this the exact same in the match previously against IG. Echo Saber into Defusal, into Shard. But that's worth it.
Yeah, but they're gonna take the mid tower. That's one objective. Although, yeah, mid tower not that important now because it doesn't open up the Roche possibility, right? It doesn't change anything towards Roche, which was a big thing.
Running towards the bottom lane.
Dire's middle tower has
TP
fallen.
through the twin gates. Let's go for a little spin.
I would assume they would love to buy a gem or something.
Oh, they're trying to steal it. Olafson spots them all out next to the Tormentor. This is actually very interesting. Using the gates to the other side of the map. A lot of AoE damage coming through. Moon does not have the Exorcism, but has a lot of Spirit Siphons to bump out and try and sustain. And live right now, Papa's rolling thunder has ended. Papa is in a world of hurt. Sexstorm comes out. Ghost does not have his BKB available. They find his second kill. And Mid one is just pumping out damage with that Pierce the Veil. The Muerta finally gets some targets to blast. And the finger guns come a wild. They take the Tormentor. This was such a nice idea.
Wait, do they take the Tormentor? Will they survive? Yes, they will.
Yeah, they should be able to barely scrape it by. Pulsel needs to be slightly careful, but it will be a free shard for the Enchantress. But yeah, this was... I like the idea from Extreme. However, you kind of need to have a little bit more visual on what SMG are doing.
Yeah, the idea was good. It's just that they lacked damage. They couldn't kill this... Okay, DP's dead, but they couldn't kill the DP. Took them 30 seconds. Took them enough for Disruptor to respawn, TP in, take part of the fight, and it all started with a pick-off on the Disruptor, so... kind of slow on the damage input from Extreme Gaming side.
They'll at least get their own.
Yeah, Paparazi is going for an Agonies now. I believe he has the feeling we lack damage. I need to scale in damage, and that's when you go the Agonies.
They have one big plus, of course, against the Slark as well, is that Pangolier, Huddle, Crystal May, all of the heroes on the side of Extreme have damage that pierces through, like AoE effect damage, which is great against Depth Shroud and Shadow Dance. Because in that fight, even though all the cooldowns were pretty much used on the side of Extreme, it still looked very scary for SMG just because of the AoE control and damage that they were constantly pumping out.
Luckily, Slark's not the carry.
Radiant's bottom tower
There's this
is under
Muerta
attack.
doing damage.
Mid one's pretty good. Muerta, once he finally gets a chance to shoot, that's the most important thing.
It's a hard game for the Slark.
Radiant's
Exo
bottom
in.
tower
Exo
is under attack.
Extreme Gaming,
Dire's top tower
not
is under
sure
attack.
they want to contest this. Just shoving
Dory has
waves.
his BKB
Are
done,
scanning.
and that is Roche.
Dire's top
Their
tower
hands.
is under attack.
The Aegis pickup going to Chidori instead of mid one, which I find slightly interesting, considering mid one doesn't have a BKB yet and
Dire's
Chidori
top tower
does.
is under attack.
Yeah.
I guess
That's the
Chidori
thing.
is going to farm a bit more aggressively than mid one will.
I think it would make more sense to have it on Muerta. The way they play, like the Starks,
Radiant's bottom tower is under
hidden,
attack.
like Muerta's the hidden carry. Stark's the space crater on the fight.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Okay, it's looking a bit weird because Muerta is far away, DP is far away, and Stark's approaching
I got
Icon.
mages, who cares? Nobody can touch me. He's actually not going for the harpoon build. He's gonna instead build up the Mage Slayer, which makes a lot of sense. You're up against, I would say, like, what, 85% magic damage this game? It's probably the best
Radiant's
choice you can go
bottom
for.
tower is under attack.
But they are doing the SMG, which is they're pushing a tower, going for objective, and Muerta is farming the safest camp on the map. I don't like when SMG does the SMG. There's a DD rune top.
Look at Polison's item build on Enchantress. They're building 4 cores, my friend. Getting close to his Aghanim Scepter. You get that good old spring. This could be fun. This could be really fun.
I think a Moon Shard is better than the Aghanis. Might be wrong though. I'm not so sure on that. Because you actually
it's a 4-second
a lot
cooldown.
Yeah,
but it's a 4-second cooldown and you hit 3 enemy targets while you do extra attack range. It's actually really good.
You have a point.
And it dodges incoming projectiles. Does that count?
Dire's top tower is
Elkstone?
under attack.
Not so sure. Haven't seen this spell being used for a while. Shoot.
Reading it, it should, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see if that's also exactly the case. But yeah, Polison, you know, we talked about him during the early portions where he was just slightly ahead of the other supports, but he just plays this game, this patch, like a 4th core on the team. You have mid one playing a 3rd core, then Polison chiming in. He's the same net with as JT.
I'm always watching from the fog of Extreme Gaming to see when does they have the information. Like, they have the information, mid one stop, just appeared there, so they should start mid lane.
Getting jumped here. Chidori as well. DY with the Crystal Maiden ulti running through the team fight. DY is actually doing a lot of work here. Chidori is dropping low. Aegis is about to get popped. The Will-O-Wisp is on top as well. But eventually, Mid-One finally joins his team. And a double kill comes through because Moon goes deep for the catch on the Pangolier. Will probably lose his life for that attempt, but at least forced out the buyback on the Pango. All things considered, definitely a worthwhile engagement.
Yeah, Slark keeps the Aegis. Pangolier has to buy back. Really tough game for Paparazi. SMG is way stronger now. But, okay. Go for JT.
But
don't go for the offlaner, guys.
It's a scary hero to kill.
It ended up well, but those old Kaka slowed by the Enchantress. Comes Pangolier.
No heal available on Polison. The Will-O-Wisp will scare the rest of the team away, and Polison is just gonna stand there and get smacked down. Still needs about 600 gold for the Aghanim Scepter to be done. Mid-one's close is BKB.
Never see this coming.
That's the SMG thing, that they always give this opening to the enemy team where they show a core in the map and they are with the 4 other heroes somewhere. So I was just looking at the fog. What vision does Extreme Gaming have? As soon as they get the vision on where Muerta is, they will just jump. Slark.
Catch on to
10 seconds on Aegis. They will wait, I would assume.
Yeah, they're waiting it out. He does 5 ulti, but he has no mana to get away.
Will he die?
First actually gets stunned up. In comes this Disruptor. Has his ulti available. Chidori pops the BKB. Has the Depth Shroud. Doesn't pop it, but he's taking a significant amount of AoE down. Will be able to skewer and slither to the other side, but moved it up, finished off. And this time Chidori was playing a little bit too aggressively. So the team trying to disengage. Polson gets slowed down by the paddle onto the low ground, but that's another death onto Polson. Actually, going deep here onto mid-one. Ghost is hunting. Muerta has the BKB at the ready, and he's gonna just BKB TP out. They have no control because Pango doesn't even have the Basher just yet. Actually, Paparazzi decided not to go for Axe. Instead, he's going for Heaven's Halberd.
Because he used the buyback. And then he was so far away from the Aghanis. They're pinging the XP room, might be able to get this steal. And yeah, that's SMG doing the SMG. Making my job as an analyst way harder, because they're unpredictable. Anytime they have the advantage, they might do it. That they, I don't know, the carry or fake carry is just showing in front of the enemy base while the team is so far away. It's so weird how they play the map. I can't believe it's worth. Like, oh, we're getting more resources because we are farming everywhere. Maybe at some times in the game it might be worth, but you need to have this sense of, I'm strong enough as 5, I just play as 5 and win the game.
SMG do need to be a bit careful that they don't go for another Underlord gateway to steal the Tormentor soon. Last time, of course, it almost cost them a lot.
I guess they won't do it.
Never know.
JT with a tier 3 token, wondering what do I want. Not so sure. Still has it there.
Fortunately, we can't see what their choices are. Would be
Yeah,
nice
there's
if we
still
could.
some work to be done on the face. Oh, Enchantress.
He finally has his ads done, but Voloson getting on. Level 3 4 Nature's attendance, though. He's healing up nicely. And he doesn't have his query flying in, but in comes Chidori. They're trying to get the TP through the gateway.
Oh.
DY gets glimpsed back. Fortunately, Afu wasn't there to get the glimpse onto the Underlord instead. But they find a kill, and this Enchantress is actually pretty hard to kill once he gets
It's the offlaner, because the offlaner is the carry. And they jumped the offlaner. That's the hero that it's hard to
Radiant's
kill,
top
right?
tower is under
Yeah.
attack.
He's got himself
the healing.
Well, he doesn't actually have auras. The auras
Radiant's
are
top
all on
tower
Moon, but
has fallen.
he's a pretty big beast. They're looking to steal the Radiance Tormentor, possibly. So that is very scary with the amount of AoE damage that Extreme can throw out. If you get low HP and in comes the Firestorm inside the Will-O-Wisp and all the shenanigans, it's pretty painful.
I feel like the shard on Underlord can be really strong. They definitely want the shard. When you're playing against Slark, he's gonna jump away from you. And if you have this, he will not be able to hit you during the entire fight. You can just keep chasing.
Mid one's close to Silver Edge. So, yeah. Mid one is getting to maximum effort. He's level 20 now, so he's got the extra gunslinger chance. 70% chance to get the gunslinger going.
Yeah, basically he...
Paulson soloed the Tormentor with his Ags and Hurricane Pike. Huh.
And Disruptor got the shard. Not that good of a shard. Extreme Gaming.
This'll come in
Smoking.
handy.
No one's showing the map. I wonder if they will
Radiant's top
give
tower
up
is
on
under
the smoke.
attack.
Oh, it's Roche timing. That's why the smoke. Yeah, it can be
Smoke
up.
versus Smoke. Both of them heading towards bottom lane.
Do they have buybacks on Extreme Gaming? They need to use buybacks on this fight.
JT gets spotted. They all get spotted under
Radiant's
ward
top
vision
tower
right
is
there.
under attack.
And
They need to play on
Dory
Underlord
comes to
buyback.
counter it immediately. Well, that gives away where they are. They're gonna smoke up. That gets spotted definitely by SMG.
Yeah.
They know where Moon is. They're pinging him out. He's gonna take a heap of damage.
And they
Forces
burst him.
himself back, but does still have his
BKB is
Cypher get it going. They use the BKB on the Ghost Alchemist. They find themselves a kill, and the Disruptor buyback does come through. Chidori is looking for a fight, but his own BKB has ended. And in comes the Impetus Smacks from the Enchantress if you're not careful.
They want to kite the Exo now.
Voloson solo heading forward. Fight me! Fight me! I got spoilt, you ain't got nothing. Well, there's a Static Storm that does nothing, actually. It doesn't catch anyone in the process. On the side, Kaka's going to be the target here. They're a bit too far spread. The supports are left behind by the side of Execration, and even the Underlord gets smacked. Mid one starts chunking out damage there in just a couple of seconds. The very nasty Muerta finally shows what he can do.
Yeah.
Look at that damage, 5k in just seconds.
They don't want to buy back on the Underlord, so they're giving away Roche. Paparazi instantly goes to show weight. Ghost keeps farming. And yeah, just feels like they
Dire's
cannot
middle
burst
tower
this
is
DP,
under attack.
which is gonna have the cheese plus the lotuses. Does he want to go for that shield?
I mean,
Can he?
DP this game actually is their offlaner. SMG. So they again jumped the offlaner. Stop it. He's got the auras. If he dies, it's great. But if he doesn't die, you're in trouble. Because the BKB was using Elk, Rolling Thunder was using Pango, and then what you got left?
Ghost going for that Tormentor kill.
He's gonna get the charge.
While they go for Pangolier, he's silenced.
Okay, Pango, no way out of there. And that's a dieback still because he doesn't have the cash, so dead for 90 seconds. They have Aegis on Muerta this time, so that's a very important detail.
SMG has the game on their hands. They just cannot do the SMG.
Is under attack.
Just don't have a core on the other side of the map that you are pushing.
Moon is cutting the creep wave, okay.
Yeah, it's fine. So far it's fine.
It's not too far away. And mid one can of course push pretty quickly because he's got Gunslinger and he's got extra attack range. Muerta doesn't have to get close to the buildings. They just need to get vision of it, and it's a good pushing hero. With the extra 2 hits coming through, jump onto Kaka. Glimpse back onto Kaka. Do they have another way to get out of the impetus? One impetus hits its keister for a second, but he is going to be able to survive. Tree spawn. Tier 3 tower still hasn't fallen yet.
Glyph fuse for the multi-shot.
And there's another glyph available. But it still looks like it's going to be a set of racks at the very least.
Exo ending.
Still has a cheese. Nice multi-hero stun, but there's still no Pangolier. And they're going to go in on JT with the Muerta ulti. Need to focus down the melee racks though, to at least gain something.
This time?
Will-O-Wisp comes out, Moon, no Exo. They're back. Moon, he has the Shivas available. Ghost has a BKB still at the ready.
That's a cheese.
Polson on the run, Rolling Thunder comes through. Polson is going to be left behind by the side of SMG. Does still have strength to get over the cliff, and he's going to go for the straight TP next to his opponents. Does get rooted up in the process. They're looking for more. Jidori is very elusive here. They finally kill off the Enchantress, but the rest of the SMG squad needs to back off. Almost blows up Kaka on the side. Mid one, a couple of seconds is all he needs. One more proc would have gotten the kill onto Kaka there.
They still have Aegis on Muerta. Can they turn? I believe they can turn.
Runs himself in the process. Jidori does get his Dark Wave back off. BKB usage. This time there is no Alchemist with a BKB available, but Ghost gets glimmered. They have no detection. That's big. They do lose themselves to Crystal Maiden, but that's just one buyback. That's a Crystal Maiden who cares. Moon
stuns himself again.
Stuns himself twice in one fight. Moon eats the goo and the cheese, the everything. Chidori comes in, but there is still mid one with the Aegis at the ready. They're all goofed up. Can he get the pumps in? This is going to be rough. Ghost is going to stun himself a third time in one fight. And now mid one does not have a BKB. Does have a Hurricane Pike. Tries to get himself close towards his Disruptor. But it's a big team fight win for Extreme. And again, like this patch just gives you the longest of freaking engagements ever.
Yeah. Feels a bit bad for SMG. They took the Rex, but they stayed till the Pangolier was back. Just this small window of discipline of take the Rex. They're full team, just go back a bit. Bit of patience.
Exo is over. Run. Run.
Yeah. Wait for a cooldown.
Ghost stuns himself.
Yeah. Alchemist does something really well. That's taking objectives. I wonder if they want to force Throne just to see if there's a buyback. There's still tier 2s. No, they just do the save.
Did they pull an SMG?
They did SMG. I'd say that the SMG would be uglier.
Yeah, they would have
what they did with Muerta would be farming. Yeah, but this overextend is somehow the SMG. It's like part of the SMG.
Oh, they're still
it's like not knowing how to finish the game. It's the SMG moment.
They do have Slark now getting with his Scotty done. Gem being delivered, so they'll at least cut down vision on the map.
So no buyback on CM. I'd say that's the target they should go. You might say, oh, it's just a support, but you do a lot with a 4-staff, a Glimmer, also the ultimate, because there are not so many ways to stop it. You always should target this hero without buyback, and then a team fight is so easier. So SMG, they still can take fights with EXO. Slark's finally strong. Muerta is super strong, has a moon shard if he gets to hit. Ninja gear, they smoke. But Extreme Gaming, they're just holding the ground patiently. They know what's coming. Kaka has the buyback.
They need kind of a nullifier to get control.
They go for
They
JT.
blow up the Disruptor. Doesn't have a buyback because that's another one that bought back in the previous fight. Control onto Polo, so make sure the Enchantress can't get his impetus blasts off. And Chidori needs some help. In comes mid one, pops his ulti with the BKB. He's trying to bump out down. JT is actually melting. Look at that mid one going ham. Once he finally has a little bit of time, he is now rooted. And can he get himself out of there? He's actually in the stuff. Mid one staying alive.
Mid one's killing everyone.
Is being popped up. Mid one is the real carry, ladies and gentlemen. He is very low right now. Got the moon shard.
Paparazi definitely wants to jump again.
But
He's watching it.
EXO is ending, so they have
The DP TP out. They left the carry.
not again, Ghost. Ghost stuns himself another
He does
time.
the Ghost.
And mid one's like, ooh, Ghost is nearby. I've got Silver Edge. Oh, there's a
2-4-2
shield as
trade.
well.
Extreme Gaming did the thing that I was telling SMG should do. Go for the hero that doesn't have the buyback. Disruptor was the hero without buyback by that time. They kill him first. That's the way to ensure a good team fight. SMG eventually finds the CM, finds the Underlord. It's a fair trade. It's 70 seconds without EXO. Roche is not up. Game's still on the same state, I would say. Difference is Paparazi still alive on the team fight, so he's scaling a lot on items. Has agonies. When he gets this basher, it's gonna be so hard for the Muerta to hit targets. Getting disarmed, getting bashed.
Walking around with a 1300 HP shield.
Yeah, here's the bash. It's like trading the buyback for the basher makes a lot of sense. There's no reason to have 2 lives if you cannot bash the targets. Better to have 1.
Mid one is really reliant on that BKB. The moment his BKB ends, they hit him with the halberds, and like he's half a hero. Even Coddle right now is building halberd. Gonna have 3 halberds available.
halberds.
That's 15 seconds
So
of disarm.
Roche is a really fast Roche.
Radiant are
From the
scanning.
0 to 3 minutes was 4 seconds. So Roche already up on the Radiant side.
They're gonna go for the Tormentor, but this could be a free Roche. And that's the Radiant Roche, so it's a nice little Aghanim Scepter they can pick up.
I don't think they would just enter Roche without finding targets. That's
Well,
not what
they
Extreme
know that
Gaming
they
would
just
do.
killed off the Tormentor, so they know where they are.
They're the type of team that they hold the ground and they take a fight under vision. They don't do the crazy thing.
Dire are scanning.
That would be the SMG. Extreme Gaming, they're patient. Look at this. Just waiting.
Marta's got a free shard. That's a big one. Marta gains 30% spell lifesteal during Pierce the Veil.
Underlord, the hero with buybacks, the hero that's gonna break the smoke.
Cross-string around the road.
Then they're gonna break the smoke and Alchemist's gonna miss his turn. Kidding. They're going to miss now.
Also dropping. Also blown up. Doesn't have a buyback available. The Enchantress incoming mid one on the side. He's trying to get any catches here. DY on the Crystal Maiden will finally get taken down, but they had the good control onto mid one. He's going to get disarmed. They're going to keep him out of the fight. The jump is onto
They go for mid one.
Muerta. And mid
Has
one,
buyback.
another disarm coming through. He just cannot right click at all in this fight. He needs that refresh orb. The control comes out onto move. Can he stay alive long enough with any possible healing? Still has 2 more Spirit Siphons that he can use. But he's out of mana currently, and they find him. They finish him. The only one left is Afu on the Disruptor. But what can he realistically do? Extreme Gaming, they are going to get themselves Roshan, and with that, they're in a very comfortable spot for the rest of the game. Yeah, mid one cannot do a single thing once his BKB ends. They just had the perma disarm on him.
The disarm, the bash. You have 1 carry in your team that's the mid one. Slark is kind of useless in this game. It's intended to have a good lane against the Underlord, and that's all. The hero is just bad in this game. There's a cheese dropped because Pangolier has everything, has the Aghanim with him. He probably want to sell it. Maybe buy a Mjolnir to do more damage. Or, he will upgrade to Abyssal for sure.
Bottom tower is under attack.
And yeah, they just nerfing this one carry.
Bottom tower has fallen.
And Extreme Gaming, they're the better team. I guess, like, at least for, like, from the storytelling that I'm all the time repeating the same things over and over, I hope you get the idea, like, Extreme Gaming is the better team here. They don't just enter Roche and hope for the best and pray for the best. No, they keep the ground, they keep the vision, they bait the fight into the offlaner, into the hero with buyback. They chase the hero that doesn't have buyback on the enemy
They just
team.
did something very interesting. They aced the Ags, I think, on Paparazi. Oh, the rolling thunder comes through. I'll talk about it in a second. This might be the last fight of the game. Dory, let's get his spells off, but it's taking so much damage inside all of this game. Control pops the BKB, and they're going to go in for more nice swashbuckle. Honestly, Paparazzi is making these fights so incredibly tough. Another disarm coming out onto mid one, getting find any targets to right click. Moon on the side, dropping slowly but surely. They will get rid of at least the Aegis, but it means Muerta, as appears to Bill, is going to be on cooldown. Olson, can the impetus do anywhere close to enough damage? Ghost, then it goes to the aggressive jump.
He's gonna go for the ghost. He needs to do the ghost one more time.
This is all a fake, trying to lure them in. Get the catch right there. The impetus actually doesn't do that much against these big boys. Chidori is just not healing anywhere close to enough. He needs to be careful because otherwise he could die right on the spot.
Objective gaming. There goes the glimpse on the
offlaner, because that's always super handy. Here's the builds available right now, though, but the disarm on mid one in the BKB and his ulti. He gets disarmed. His BKB is ended. Another disarm comes through, and this Muerta's entire ulti is wasted again. Aegis is available to be taken. They can try and finish it off right now with the buyback, and Chidori keep them up very long enough. Mid one watching for it, but the rolling thunder will hold him in place. He does not have a buyback very long on the Muerta, and that is pretty much it for the side of SMG. And indeed, Extreme Gaming will be able to take the W 2-0 against SMG. It's really, I love the fact that they just